Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. I am back with another live stream. It's been a bit, but I am back to cover the weather. I've just been working on a bunch of projects lately, for this channel mostly, but not entirely for this channel. I mean, it's been for other stuff too. I've just been trying to work on this channel and try to get some more videos out and stuff like that. However, I haven't been able to get any weather updates out, mainly because, like, I haven't had the time. I'm working on videos on my other 3 topics that are part of my channel. Also, the models aren't really reliable right now. I mean, it's not the model's fault. It's just that it's like the middle of the summer, and that never is a good time for models to be accurate. I mean, there's always going to be something that's different than what the models show because of the atmosphere, and it's even worse because of, like, there's less models now, so it's just, there's less to go around, and I feel like it's just going to be more difficult for me to forecast. That's what a lot of people are saying, I'm pretty sure. So that's generally what I'm going to do. There isn't a whole lot going on right now, but I do think that that is going to change at some point, so that's why I'm here at the moment. Let me just get all these things up. I need to get all my tropical stuff up. Just give me a second. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here. Alright, that's good enough. The mesoscale discussions, let me turn these on. Oh, my bad. My bad. Alright, sorry guys, I'm trying to get everything back on the map. That's what I always do. It doesn't automatically go back on everything, so that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm good now. Now realize the severe thunderstorm warning count is gonna be wrong. That's just because I did this a few minutes ago. But you can see I did add a few more graphics, so that's good. It's actually not wrong if you were counting the U.S. severe thunderstorm warnings, but I don't just count U.S. severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know why this is, okay. I count, wrong thing. I count, Canada severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings too. So that's why it's technically wrong, and that's why I'm changing it as we speak. So, either way, we do have some risk for tornadoes today, but that's not really the main risk. We're mainly looking at a wind risk today, I feel. It's not going to be as bad as yesterday. Well, the worst part about yesterday, I feel, was the tornado threat. I just wasn't able to go live because it just happened so suddenly, and I just felt like it wasn't worth it to go live for like 15 minutes because the main event lasted like 15 minutes. But I'll try to go live in the future with that. But we do have some severe weather today, and this is in more my local area, so I feel like it's more necessary for me to cover this, and I have free time available, so I just thought that I would jump on here and say what is about to come to a lot of the United States, or specifically the eastern part. So, we are currently seeing a few supercellular developments in the northeastern area, specifically in the mid-Atlantic and parts of New England, but the New England area is not really mainly in that supercellular threat. We are also seeing a supercellular threat in the lower mid-Atlantic to the southeast. This is in southern Virginia, northeastern Tennessee, and northwestern North Carolina. So all those areas are at risk for the biggest supercell risk, and therefore the biggest tornado risk. But this also is a supercellular risk. The problem with it is it's going to be much more of messy convection. There's going to be a lot more rain, so there's not really going to be as much potential for storms to produce tornadoes, but there still is going to be some potential. It says that in the mesoscale discussion, but this mesoscale discussion is for slightly stronger tornadoes, and I think the watch is too. I mean, I think, yeah, there's a 5% chance for a strong tornado in this watch, while there's an under a 2% chance in this severe thunderstorm watch. So, there is a slight difference between the two risks we have. We also do have a risk between them, but that's not really going to develop until later, it seems. It seems like we're mostly seeing these separate supercellular threats at first, and later we'll see that more the more scattered convection everywhere as we move on to where there's more convection and potential energy for these storms to use as we move on later. So, that's generally what we're going to see. TRG might be cooked. I honestly, I didn't know if he was like chasing or something. I was gonna ask if I could use his feet if he was gonna chase. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, I would assume he was gonna chase, but I don't really know. How much of the tropical storm in the North Pacific area east of here, a Category 5 hurricane in the Western Pacific area? They put the name in the storm. We want to know. Okay, so yes, there is a lot of tropical activity. I am going to briefly mention it because there's just so much going on here, except for the Atlantic. There's like no impacts to the U.S., realize that. So don't worry about any impact. Well, there is impacts to Hawaii, so most of the U.S., but there is actually an impact to the U.S. from Tropical Storm Fausto, I believe that's how you pronounce it. You can see it over here. There is a tropical storm warning for all of Hawaii, and a few of those small craft advisories. I don't know exactly what they're for. They're for high seas. But that's from this tropical storm, but that's definitely not the strongest storm we have. Most of the stronger storms are out to sea, even though this one, the Western Pacific one that you're probably most likely mentioning, is named Dolphin. It's weird because, like, it's not always names that they use. They also use animal names. I don't know. I don't know how exactly the system works. But either way, this storm's name is Dolphin. This is heading towards Japan, so that might be a risk later on. I'm probably not going to be able to cover that, though, so I don't think we cover Japan. But we also do have another storm, Genevieve, which is in the Eastern Pacific. That also has a name, but that only has a hurricane warning for Socorro Island, which is in Mexico, and that's, like, very underpopulated. So I don't think any of these risks are going to impact the U.S., but we're still looking at potential activity later on in the Atlantic, but really, I'm not expecting much here. It doesn't seem like we're going to see much hurricane activity in the North Atlantic. It just seems like the conditions aren't favorable for it, which makes sense because it's an El Nino. But we are currently watching out severe weather threat, and we will talk about some of the threats with those hurricanes and stuff too. I'm not going to leave those audiences completely out, but I do think it's more important right now to stick with the U.S. and then we'll broaden out. Or the U.S. and Canada. We cover both, so. But either way, we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings over here. In Pennsylvania, New Jersey. One of them is for Easton, and one of them goes all the way down to New Brunswick. We currently have 5 severe thunderstorm warnings in the United States, and 3 in Canada. So we actually have 8 severe thunderstorm warnings active right now. So that's generally what we have. We are continuing to watch and see if any of these can produce some tornadic activity. It's not a big certainty that we're going to see tornadoes today, but I did look at the models. It looks like there's going to be a similar event to yesterday, but not like tornadic-wise. It's just they're going to be moving in a similar direction, so that'll probably cause the flow to be similar. I still need to look at the models more. Well, once again, guys, the models aren't really reliable this time around, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'm just going to look at the mesoscale activities, so. Let me go to that. The mesoanalysis, yeah, that's what I meant. So let's look over here. In the main area, and here's the scene. Okay, so let's look at Cape. It's not showing everything, but it's showing most things. There's no cap here, so that's interesting that there's no cap. I guess that's why we're seeing supercells. There's a lot of Cape here, but it's not that much in the Virginia, North Carolina area, unless if you go really far south, but that's not where the supercells are right now. Once again, in southern New Jersey, there's a lot of Cape. I don't know why there was always a lot of Cape in southern New Jersey. There is. So that might cause some wind threat or something. Mid-level lapse rates. Okay, so that's the main inhibitor of today, it seems. There's going to be very bad lapse rates, except for there in Virginia, North Carolina. It's going to be okay. It's going to be 6.5. But that's what it's inhibiting a lot of the tornado potential today. It's mostly going to be a wind threat because lapse rates aren't causing, like, rising motion throughout the storm, so it's not really going to help. There is a lot of SRH in this area, once again, not that much in the northeast, so there is a tornado risk up there, but it's not anything insane. I'm not going to trust it too much. There isn't really a significant tornado parameter there. There is a significant tornado parameter up to in Virginia, Kentucky, and West Virginia, so we're still watching in that mountainous area. Supercell composite, it's not that good, but there is some supercell composite up here, because supercells are still going to develop because of all that Cape and that flow, so I still think that is possible. And I think that's it. I mean, let me see the analysis. Where's the convergence? I guess. I don't know. Where is what I usually look at? The circulation? No, I mean... sorry guys, I'm just trying to find something. I'm trying to find where everything is going. Like the direction of stuff. And whatever, it's fine. I think it would be an upper air, but... Oh, frontogenesis I think does it, but... I don't know, whatever. I'm pretty sure things are going to be moving southeast today. I mean, that's what we're already seeing, right? Yeah, let me see. Up here first. Oh. Well, I'm wrong again. Okay, it's moving northeast, because I think this is like you can see the spin a little bit. There's like a low pressure system back in Pennsylvania, and that's kind of doing some stuff. This is also moving its, southeast, because, it's a counterclockwise motion, because it's low, so that kind of makes sense. But that's what we're currently seeing right now. We have one severe thunderstorm warning in the southern risk, and then a few severe thunderstorm warnings in the northern risk, even though this part over here in Massachusetts isn't really a risk. It's just there. I mean, there's always a... Oh. What? There's a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag in New York. I don't know why. I'm not really seeing much potential with the storm, and there's, like, no shear, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like there's no shear up here, so I doubt that it's gonna produce a tornado, but it still has that possibility, so I'm gonna continue to watch it, but I doubt it. But you know, they just see the tornado possible tag to just keep you aware, whether there is gonna be some sort of tornado threat with that, because there always is potentially a tornado threat with these storms. I mean, I think we're going to have some tropical activity in the Atlantic eventually. I'm unsure, though, because, like, well, okay, there is going to be tropical activity eventually. It's not like there's going to be no storms, but it's not going to be anything strong, I feel, today. Feel this year. I don't know what I'm saying. Feel this year, especially since there's not a lot of... There's a lot of wind shear in the Caribbean, and there's also a lot of dry air, too. So I feel like that's inhibiting most of our tropical activity. But we might see something, but I feel like it's not going to be until later, because that's probably when the dry air is going to get out of the way, so. But yeah, September, probably. Not really August. I don't know if I trust that, but... Yeah, you can see up here how messy the convection is. Oh, I'm still on this scene, my bad. You can see how messy the convection is up here. It's not very favorable for tornadic development, but we'll see if things change. Over here, there's a little bit more separation between these supercells. There's one near Hopewell. Let me see what that... That actually does have some rotation, but it's in a weird spot. But I bet it is some rotation approaching towards Skillman and Amwell in New Jersey. But it's definitely not strong, so I wouldn't put much on it. But it is a possible circulation to watch. It's not really that strong, though. I'm still not really seeing much circulation on this storm, though, so... I mean, we'll see if it has tornadic development, but I'm not really seeing much. Let me see if this has a tornado. No, it doesn't. Because that makes sense, because it didn't really have much rotation on it. So I'm going to stay live for a little bit, because I know this event is going to intensify soon. It's not quite intensifying yet, but we're still going to see a bit of convection up until the main event, so I'm going to stay here just for a little bit. Let me see the models. I want to see when everything is supposed to get started. I mean, of course, the models aren't that reliable, but it's fine. I think the timing is okay. Well, we should be getting some storms to fire in Kentucky soon. And big wind threats in the Washington, D.C. area, too, with those storms that are currently clustered over Pennsylvania. Yeah, it might be a big day for wind, for sure. But there is going to be a tornado threat, too. But I think the main threat is wind. That's what we thought yesterday, of course, but it probably will be. It'll probably be widespread wind after they congeal into a line, if they do, because we might not even see that. But yeah. I gotta look at the models, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little weird. Well, I mean, you just shouldn't trust those models that far out, probably. Check some. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So you do have 2 severe thunderstorm watches active, one over here in the southern Appalachians, one over here in the sort of central Appalachians into the mid-Atlantic. Both these severe thunderstorm watches have the possibility of producing some strong winds, a bit of hail, and potentially a tornado or two. So that's what we're generally looking at with both of these risks, even though this risk has more of a tornado threat than this risk, and probably more of a wind threat too, I would say. But not really more of a hail threat. I feel like the hail threat is about equal or even less in the southern one. So that's what we're currently seeing throughout these regions. Let me see how many severe thunderstorm warnings we have. Now we're down to 5, I think, or 6. We're down to 6. So let me change that. Okay. But anyways, how are you guys doing? I'm just here, just waiting for the main event to show up, but it probably will show up eventually. We already are seeing those storms in Kentucky. They're kind of congealing into a line. That's what we generally expected. I mean, I think it's a little earlier than expected, but it looks like we are getting that congregation. So, but there is some storms out in front too. Those might have the highest tornado potential though. So we'll see about that. Is this heading towards me? It's kind of heading towards me. I live in northeastern New Jersey, in this area, in the NWS Upton part, so it's heading towards me, yeah. What? Wait, let me see if there's any storms. It's been very dry there, so I don't know what you're saying, sorry. But yeah. I would get cameras, but I feel like it's not really necessary right now. I mean, we're just seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds. We're just waiting. I'll get the I do have cameras up, but I'm not using them at the moment. So we'll see once we get there if there's more storms. Once we get there. So this severe thunderstorm warning was just updated. 60-mile-per-hour winds still, and no hail or very little hail with this storm. I do imagine there's a bit of hail, like probably like penny-sized. But it's continuing to the southeast, heading southeast of Hillsville, and Meadows of Dan. It's heading to the southwest of that. And then eventually it'll head into North Carolina. But we also do have a special weather statement over here in North Carolina. This is near Boone, but it's kind of covered by the mountains, the radar, so we can't really tell what's going on with that storm that well. That's the problem. Let me see if there's anything else going on in our other risk. I mean, we're not really seeing many other... We do have a risk in Colorado today for some hail, and that's about it. Maybe some wind, too. But we do see some storms over the mountains right now, and probably a little bit of a hailstorm near Evergreen, Colorado, heading into the Denver area, and my name. My name's there, so... Well, basically. But yeah, we're still watching these storms to see how much they congeal, how much wind they're going to cause as they move down. Oh, interesting signature. Let's see. Interesting. There might be a little bit of rotation here, but it's kind of broad. I don't think it's really anything, but maybe watch there. This is in a very weird, this is in a very, like, rural area, but heading towards Doane, West Virginia, there might be a bit of rotation, and as well as Wilsondale. I don't know what county that's in. That's in the same county as Huntington, I think. I don't know where that would be. Like Wolf County, I think it is. I don't know. Whatever. There's no warning out there, so I can't tell. Yeah, still a couple of storms to watch. We are here to cover them. We have a tornado? What the? What is happening? Okay, so we have a tornado warning in New Jersey and Pennsylvania for some reason. Thankfully, I don't live here. I mean, I'm not that far away from it, but I don't live there. I don't know how this happened. I don't see any rotation, but I don't know. I was kind of expecting a tornado warning for some weird reason. I guess I see this. This is all I see near Knowlton, but it's not very strong or anything, so... it's with this little linear cluster of supercells. It's very disorganized. I doubt it's going to do much, but we still have a tornado warning over here. Let me see if there's some sort of funnel report. That might be... No, it's radar indicated rotation. I mean, I kind of saw some, but it's not that much. There might be something on the leading edge of this line. Just stay in your safe spot if you live there in Sussex and Warren counties, and also into Monroe County in Pennsylvania. So just be aware there and head into your safe spot, which is the most interior room of a sturdy shelter, even if it's not your home. Just make sure that if you don't have a basement in that home that you're in that sheltered, sturdy structure that you're entering into, make sure you put a mattress over your head or some sort of surface with an exterior hard surface and interior soft surface towards you. And also make sure that if you were to walk in through walls, that none of the walls you would walk through would lead you outside if you were to walk through them. Make sure they all lead to other rooms. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning over here in... Here, let me change the title. So that's what we currently have. So we do have that one tornado warning. I'm not sure if there's gonna be... Yeah, I'm really not seeing anything. Maybe there... What's the closest radar here? I think it's this. So yeah, this would be the most accurate, but I'm not seeing much. I know somebody that lives here, so let me just see. Okay. I guess not. Okay. So yeah, we do have that tornado warning active for Blairstown, Knowlton, Stillwater, Newton, and parts of Salt Creek, Pennsylvania. Just continue to be in your safe spot if you live in that area. We are watching for any other storm development to potentially produce tornadoes, but that area is kind of hard to tell if that's going to really produce anything. So we're watching it, but it's going to be a little hard to squeak out a tornado there. But there still is some rotation on it. It's not like there's nothing. So still be in your safe spot there. What just happened? I thought I saw something. Sorry. So one tornado warning at. Oh yeah, I forgot to change this. You're right. Let me just do this. I gotta change this few stuff. Just give me a second. Just changing a bit of stuff. Here. Let me just. Alright, so I know that all appeared there. Let me make this smaller. Okay. And change the font. I know it's not the same font, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, let me just do this. I'm gonna keep this. Okay, it takes a bit to do it. I don't know why. Why does it always take a bit? Oh, I gotta do it like again for some reason. Okay, let me try that. Oh, I gotta do this, I think. There's, I don't know why it's not working. Okay, let's do this. Is that going? No. Did it become visible for a second? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do some editing here. Just give me a second. I mean, let me just check on this. Yeah, it's fine. So, I'm just checking. Don't know why this isn't appearing. Maybe this will work? I don't know why it's not working. Here, let me just do this. Sorry. never work. Oh, I gotta press OK or something. Wait. Alright, I'm sorry, guys. Just... make it visible. Oh, there you go. Wait. Why not working? Oh. I just do no. I still know why this is. Why wouldn't this be visible? I don't know why this wouldn't be visible. Oh, do I gotta turn this on too? The tornado warning is gonna be off by the time I do this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to deal with this. Yeah. Let me try. Let's delete this. Just put why are you doing that? Maybe this. What am I doing? You know what? Whatever. I was trying to fix something. It's just a scrolling on my screen for OBS, but it's gonna take forever. So I figured it out before. It works for severe thunderstorm warnings, just not for tornado warnings. So I'll figure that out. Anyways, we still have a tornado warning in effect for Blairstown, Stillwater, Knowlton, and parts of Alamuchee Township. We're not really seeing much with it. I'm not seeing any definitive rotation on it, but I would still be in your safe spot just because it just issued at this point. And, you know, if the tornado doesn't form, just realize that at least you are safe just in case, you know? It's always a just in case in these types of situations. Like, because there is technically some tornado potential with it, it's just not that strong. So that's what we're currently seeing with that one tornado warning active. I'm obsessed. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm obsessed. It's my OCD. Wait a minute. Is this how I did it? No, that isn't how I did it. How did I do it? I don't know. Maybe let me get off. It's not working. Alright, sorry guys, it's not working. Whatever I'm trying to do. I'll figure it out. I was trying to figure it out off stream, but... I need to close out of the thing and okay, whatever, it's fine. You're just not gonna have the tornado text because I have to close out of it and then restart it, so that's really annoying. But I'll figure it out next stream. At least I have it for severe thunderstorm warnings, so there you go. But either way, we do have a tornado warning active. It's not really doing much, as I said. We are watching other areas, though. It's not the only area that we're paying attention to. There's other regions that have a tornado risk and a severe risk in general. We also do have these severe thunderstorm warnings up here in Quebec, but they're not really doing much, apparently, to the radar. We did just get a mesoscale discussion for the Colorado Front Range region. 55 to 70 mile per hour winds are possible and up to 1.25 inch hail. So hail definitely isn't the main threat. I thought it was, but it's actually the winds. So the winds are going to potentially pick up over here in Denver, Fort Collins, Fort Morgan, that region. There is... Yeah, so it looks like a cluster or a line is going to develop with this. So no supercellular threat. Definitely no tornado threat with that. So that's good. But we do still have a tornado threat over here in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So we're watching that as that develops in real time. But not too much at the moment now. We did just get another new mesoscale discussion like 2 minutes ago. It's for severe thunderstorm watch possible. It does look like tornadoes are going to be possible in this region too. I think it's mainly going to be the wind risk, but we might get a bunch of QLCS tornadoes in this region in Washington, D.C., Richmond. Very populated areas. There is going to be a severe thunderstorm watch that's going to come with this. There is low-level lapse rates that are steepening, so that's good. Not good for... I meant good for the storms. So, sorry about that. More modest low-level shear may somewhat limit. Yeah, so that's what I was looking at. There's not a lot of SRH. There's not a lot of low-level shear. Low-level jet may increase it. So, it looks like this is going to be the later threat, at least in terms of the tornado threat. But there is some development that is likely to occur soon. So, we're still watching that region. We'll still see if there's any big tornado development or any... Not big tornado, but like some, because there is potential for 85 to 110 mile per hour tornadoes, so we'll see. Once again, guys, if you have any questions, I'm right here to answer them. There's not too much going on. I mean, there is that tornado warning, but I'm not really seeing much with it, so... Let me see if I can get a camera in New Jersey. I do have cameras in New Jersey. So let me see. Probably is because that's right by the I-80. Hello? Okay, I don't know what I noticed it. Right there. Wait, what? There's no cameras near I-80? I'm surprised. Really? No cameras? Okay, this is a camera, I think. Oh, it's down. Maybe all these are down? Yeah, it looks like it. This is NJ23, because I know that's also there. Oh no, NJ15. That's the one, the road that's there, so I'm gonna look at that. Okay. Here is a camera. Let me see one that's actually looking west. No. Here is a camera. Let me get this just zoomed in. This is on New Jersey Route 15. It's looking north, so unfortunately it's not looking towards the storm, but eventually the storm is going to reach up there. It's on the junction between, so this isn't actually in the tornado warning yet, but if this tornado warning were to be extended, it'll eventually get there. There isn't really, it's not showing the sky either. Let me see if I can find, maybe US 206 will help. I need to see US 206 here. This might be okay. No, it's looking east. Where's this? What other roads are here? Oh, NJ94 is there. Let me look. That's not it. There's not really anything. There's this, but it's under maintenance, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's no cameras around this area. I mean, there is actually a Pennsylvania part to this, but that's not where... I genuinely don't know where the rotation is. Or, like, I'm not saying there's no rotation, I'm just not sure exactly what it is, because it's so, like, so many widespread rotations, so... Not strong or anything, just... I can't tell which... Okay, well, the tornado warning is now gone, so that's good news. The tornado warning is now gone. They no longer think a tornado is possible with this, which makes sense. I didn't really think there was a tornado possible with this either. So there's 6 severe thunderstorm warnings now. So that's better. Alright, that's the one that actually works. Okay. So that's what we are currently seeing now. We did just get a severe thunderstorm warning over here in West Virginia. This might actually have some rotation. Let me see if it lines up. It's inflow, actually. So this, sometimes what you get is like signatures that look like rotation. The rotation is the reds and greens touching. This isn't rotation, though. This is just inflow moving into the storm. It just looks like conflicting winds because there's like winds heading away from it in other parts of the storm, so there's just strong winds, and like that's getting sucked up by the storm in different directions, so that's generally what inflow means. So it's not actually a tornado trying to develop, even though eventually it could develop a tornado, but that isn't a sign that a tornado is imminent. So that's probably what they're seeing there. Probably not an actual tornado or signature or something like that. But yeah, that's what we see currently. Just need to check something. Okay. But we still have the severe thunderstorm warning in New Jersey. It looks very messy, but it's definitely going to have some winds to it. I can see some winds. Is this rotation? Well, it's weird. It's like anticyclonic, so I don't think that's actually rotation. It's the opposite of what you would expect with this rotation. Like, the opposite direction that tornadoes in the northern hemisphere go. Still watching for more development over here, but we do have a developing storm near Lewisburg, so we're continuing to watch that storm. I mean, that inflow is strong. I think that could be RFD, too. But definitely surging winds heading into the storm or something. This definitely could be some inflow contamination, but that might indicate that at some point a tornado might form with the storm. So I'm watching this as it heads right over Boggs Knob. And eventually it'll head towards Meadow Bluff, Smoot, and eventually Lewisburg. So that storm might be interesting in the future, but not quite yet. It still needs some time to go. So, still has some time to go. My bad. But we're watching it. Definitely could develop something soon. And it is probably having some strong winds move to the ground at this point. Because it definitely looks like some strong winds on radar. That inflow could be seen as strong winds. Just see something. I thought it was outflow dominant, but it isn't. Newest scan, this is 2:15 local time. No velocity scan, but we are seeing some hail in this storm, it looks like, so. I'm a little surprised why it's not warned for anything higher than 0.75 inches. I mean, it looks like it might, but it's not that strong. It probably would be 1 inch at most, the hail, so. Look at velocity. Oh, wow. Is that inflow still? I don't know. That does not look like inflow to me, to be honest. This needs a tornado warning, I feel. Over here near Rupert, West Virginia, we might be getting a tornado soon. That is starting to not look like inflow to me. It's not as very pixelated. Also, there's large colors on both sides. And it's not very widespread. I don't know what I'm drawing, but it's not very widespread winds that are, like, heading in all different directions to the storm. So, I think that's actual rotation. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets a warning in West Virginia. West Virginia, again, I mean, they've had a lot of tornadoes this month, so. I would not be surprised. Let me change my title. So, that might get a tornado warning soon. I actually see why they would warn that. I actually see that. But we still haven't gotten the latest scan yet. We're still waiting to see if any development has occurred by the storm. Thankfully, the radar scans are fairly quick on this program. So that's good news. Once again, guys, if you have any questions, I can still answer them. There's not really too much going on yet. Is this a new scan? Yeah. Let me see if there's anything on CC. You're welcome, Bob Flay. I'm here to cover whatever your needs desire. And also whatever your needs, well, need. Because, this is a threat. And you could be impacted by it if you live in these areas. Okay, so we did just get a newer scan in Dennis, West Virginia. It's a little better in terms of safer, but it's not necessarily that safe. It's still some rotation. It's definitely rotating a bit, but it looks a little more like inflow now because it's not really strong on both sides. But I didn't think it was inflow before, so we're still watching the storm to see if this is rotation. It definitely could be, so I'm still watching it, but it doesn't look like any sort of tornado imminent yet. But if they issue the tornado warning, then my mind might change. So we're going to continue to watch that storm. Alright, well, let's stop looking at that storm. Let's move on to some other storms. We still have the storm in New Jersey. Not looking too great, but it definitely could be a bit of a wind hazard. I'm seeing some winds here, so definitely 60-mile-per-hour winds in there. Up here in Quebec, let's see what they also have. Is that rotation? No, it's in a weird spot. I think that's just inflow once again. That could be just inflow. And that storm is kind of not moving where a tornadic storm would move, so. Still have a couple of storms in Colorado too, but they haven't fully matured yet. Looking back at our West Virginia storm, sorry if you hear my stomach, I don't know. I'm hungry or something. I need to get some food, actually. You know what, I'm gonna do that right now. Wait, let me just see the next scan of this. Yeah, it's not looking as strong. I mean, it's a little bit better on both sides, the rotation, but I'm not seeing as strong of rotation. It's not as deep as colors. It's just equal on both sides, so I'm not really expecting much with that anymore, but it could still potentially. Yeah, they did put a tornado possible tag on it. I think that's a good decision. It doesn't have huge rotation right now. It could in the future, though, so do you think that tornado possible tag was necessary? Be close to your safe spot if you live in Lewisburg, Union, Alderson, Raynell, and Falling Spring. Be close to your safe spot. Definitely be indoors. Not quite in it, but be in the vicinity of it. So maybe be outside a building that doesn't have a safe spot like that. Like a mobile home or something. Maybe be outside of that. Maybe move to a sturdier shelter. Alright, but I'm gonna go for a second. I just need to find something to eat, so I'll be right back. And I'm back. Just had some Irish soda bread. Because we have that. Alright, so starting to get severe thunderstorm warnings over here in Kentucky. That's kind of what I expected. I expected the storms to eventually become severe over here. This includes areas like Salyersville, Campton, and Beattyville. Okay. I've never heard of those names before. We also did get another severe thunderstorm warning in West Virginia. That's for 1 inch hail at 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we have 5 in the U.S. now. And we still have... Oh, this is actually just 1, so we have 7 in total. Okay. So that's what we're currently seeing. Just see something. Alright, so I did see the signature earlier. I'm unsure what to make of it. I think it's just inflow, because you can see this doesn't perfectly line up with reflectivity, and you can also see this is kind of little displaced from the rest of the red. It's like sideways, the rotation, so that doesn't make any sense. They have to be perfectly symmetrical, perfectly parallel from each other. So that's clearly just inflow, but there's still a potential for a tornado with the storm, so I would still watch out. Especially as it continues to grow, that inflow. This is the real rotation, most likely, and it's very broad. So. But yeah, that's what we're seeing. The storm completely disintegrated. I just noticed that near Hillsville. Let me see if I can get some West Virginia cameras on that one storm. It's heading towards Lewisburg, so that would work. Yeah, there's some cameras in that area. Let me see this. Oh, that actually is fine. It's looking south, but I want to trust it. What direction is this? I don't know. Looks east to me. Looks east to me. This is okay, I guess. I'm gonna, I don't think you can see the full screen, so let me just do this. There. So that's what you currently see in Lewisburg. You can see a bit of the clouds, but I'm not really seeing any big storms. Once those clouds get darker, you know the storm's there, so once they become a gray. But definitely still rainy. Yeah, okay. That kind of made me suspicious a little bit. That does look like actual rotation. It's a little weird because it's kind of sideways. It's not perfectly aligned, but you can see there is a decent area where they connect properly. So I think this is because they're both bright, so this is some bright reds, this is some bright greens. That shows that they're moving in opposite directions, and we definitely do potentially have a tornado with this. So I would be in your safe spot. If you do live in Lewisburg, you are included in this, and that camera's just barely included in it too. but most likely the tornado is going to head towards Frazier, Halfway, Alderson, Blaker Mills, and right now it's over Blue Sulphur Springs. So all those areas need to be in their safe spot, as well as Union. All those areas need to be in their safe spot, as this could be potentially a tornado on the ground, but we're not sure yet. We're not sure if it's a tornado on the ground or anything like that. But definitely deserves the tornado warning. I would say it did. So let me change this. Alright, so we did also just get a mesoskill discussion up here in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We do have some wind potential, but not really much else. We just see some winds are potentially going to come to these regions, but it isn't looking much like a supercellular threat anymore, I will say that, because these are much more clustered than we thought. It seems like it anyways. Let me change this. I'm just gonna keep the severe thunderstorm warning text because it still applies here. Just okay. So we have our one tornado warning active right now in Lewisburg, West Virginia. I think this is Lewis County, obviously. Or no. What county is this? Okay, yeah, that was Greenbrier County. So Greenbrier County, Summers County, and Monroe counties are all impacted by this tornado warning in some part. So we are currently watching the storm. It does have a bit of a hook. You can see it here. Southeasterly oriented. So I am expecting we do see some more development with that storm. Even though it does look like the rotation's weakened a little bit, but it's still there, so I would still be in your safe spot. It's heading right over Blue Sulphur Springs. So that's where it currently is. Yeah, still a strong storm. No CC drop though, so thankfully there's no CC drops, no tornado on the ground. But we're still watching the storm to produce a tornado at any moment. It still has that potential, especially with the environment it is in. I mean, I'm starting to doubt whether... No, wait, no, then never mind. That scan's a few minutes behind, so... Okay, here's the new scan. And, yeah, it has weakened a bit. I don't think it would be up there. I think this is the rotation right here. But this could also potentially be a rotation, but it's definitely not as strong as it used to be. I'm still... Like, when you look far away, it still looks pretty strong, but that's because it's broad. So I think this is broad rotation at the moment, so we definitely still have to pay attention to it if it does produce a tornado in West Virginia. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the storm, because it definitely has some potential as it moves southeast. But it's going to miss Lewisburg, at least, so... It's going to head mostly southeast towards Union. But let me see if we have any other storms trying to develop here. We do have these severe thunderstorm warnings in Kentucky. They don't really have much of a tornado threat with them, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say so. I mean, maybe this one near Campton, but it's not looking that great. Just has a bit of that hook shape. I have an interesting little storm here in southern New Jersey. It's always southern New Jersey, man. It's a little supercell, I will say, but it's not anything strong. I don't know. That's interesting how it's developed over the last few scans. Interesting. Just checking. Something. Alright, so still have rotation over here near Blue Sulphur Springs. Definitely not as much as it was before, but it's still there, so definitely still deserving of a tornado warning. I would still be in your safe spot. Has this been updated? No, it hasn't been updated yet. So it's gonna be updated soon, most likely. This was updated like 15 minutes ago, so... Or 10. I can't remember. Well, it was issued 10 minutes ago, so that counts as an update. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Guys, I think I'm gonna be back soon. I just need to go somewhere, so I'll be back in like 30 minutes. I'm unsure if I'm going there yet, but I'll tell you. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I was, looking at some stuff. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Well, it looks like our tornado warning's gone, so that's good news. But we're still waiting for more storms to develop. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in North Carolina now. So, that's something. Still a little distracted. I am getting my food soon, but not like that soon. So. Yeah, still a few storms active, but we're not really. I mean, it's interesting. There's like a. It's not rotation. Never mind. It's just corruption. It looked like something, but. This storm might have some rotation, but it's hard to tell because it's like far in the mountains right now, so I don't think it actually does, but well, even if it does, it's really hard to signify if that's like in low atmosphere or high atmosphere because it's far away from the radar, so. But the only tornado possible severe, I think, is this one. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning up here. Interesting. Oh, it's for one of those supercells that develop. Oh, wow. He's just starting to get some hooks. Interesting. This one has a bit of a hook. And it's not really what I expected, but okay. I guess. Yeah, it's interesting. There's little supercells over here. Very interesting indeed. But whatever. They're not really that strong. Alright, let me change this because we don't have a tornado warning active anymore. How many severe thunderstorm warnings do we have? Like 14? I think we have like 14. No, we actually have more. It's 16. Or is it? Is it 16? Yeah. I don't know why there's like a, whatever. I didn't expect that. Sorry if that's not on my thumbnail, the stuff in Alberta, but I just didn't expect that. I was going off of watches in Canada. I never really go off of that weird, the college thing, or whatever it's called. The Toronto College thing. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. What is going on next door? Don't even know. But still have a few storms trying to develop over here in this whole region of the mid-Atlantic into the northeast. Still have stuff to watch, probably for quite a while ahead. So that's what we're continuing to see over here. I don't need that camera anymore, so it's okay. Still watching these storms in New Jersey to see if they do anything. This one doesn't have a tornado possible tag. It makes sense, as there's no rotation on it. At least I don't think. Yeah, there's no rotation on it. It's just interesting how there is supercells developing in this environment. I think it is a slightly better environment than some of the other regions out west, so I am watching it. I don't think we're going to see any strong tornadoes or anything like that with these, though, but it's not impossible to see a tornado, but it's not the best environment. It's just notable how there is supercells developing. The fact that they're developing, I think, is most notable. But mainly we're looking for supercells down here. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning over here near Monitor, West Virginia. That's moving southeast. It does have some rotation, but not anything crazy. You can see it's trying to recycle, but it's not really got a good inflow yet. So it might take a while to recycle. Why is there a whole construction happening next to me? I don't know what's happening. Sorry. I don't know if you hear that, but there's like construction going on. It's like little construction. Sorry if you can see my full face. Alright, so maybe some increase of rotation over here. It's kind of hard to tell if that's the inflow or not. But maybe some picking up of the inflow. It's hard to tell. But it does look like there's some rotation trying to develop here. Some conversions, at least, over here near Monitor and Pickaway, West Virginia. So definitely be aware of that. This could be a developing tornado, but I don't think it's imminent or anything like that. I still think that you just should be close to your safe spot, because this is a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. Just be aware of that. Interesting storm up here, I bet. Weird. I don't know why we have storms up here. And that didn't have much of a risk, but they do exist. So that's interesting. We have a severe thunderstorm warning all the way here in Swanton, Vermont. I don't know why, we just do. I mean, there's like a horrible environment there, but at least for tornadoes, I think it's fine for severe thunderstorms, but... Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at the storms. Sorry. Don't know why. Some very weak storms here, but they are severe warned mainly for wind. But there is some hail in them, just not a lot. They look mostly weak on reflectivity, but I bet there is some hail on them. So, I'm not looking at any cameras right now, because I feel like we're not really going to see much. Maybe let me look at those New Jersey storms. I do want to look at them. I mean, it doesn't look like they're developing much. They're actually kind of weakening, if anything, as they head away from the radar. But I'm going to look here near Old Bridge Township. Let me look. Just so we can get a good view of a storm. Let's look there. Okay. Well, you just have to reload every time. There's Old Bridge. Okay, here. It's rainy. Where is this? Oh, we have a tornado warning. Where? What? What on... Oh. I mean, I did see that. It kind of has some potential. It does have some rotation, but also, once again, guys, it's extremely far from the radar, so it's really hard to determine anything with this. I think the nearest radar is the one in Rocky Mount, so... Yeah, I can see some rotation there, but I feel like they're just making an assumption just because it's so far away, which is fine, I get that. But this also has tennis ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds, so definitely a big storm indeed, even if it's not producing a tornado. So definitely be in your safe spot. Both of these requirements don't necessitate you being in your safe spot, the hail and the wind, but definitely the tornado warning does, if you live in that tornado warning. So, I would still be in your safe spot just for that one reason, but maybe soon for another reason, too. We'll see. So, let me change this. My food is gonna get here soon. I'm just having lunch, so... I had a small breakfast. I don't know why I needed to say that, but you know, kind of do. Might change my title. Once again, guys, if you have any questions, just make sure to comment. I'll be here to answer them. There's not too much going on right now, so if you have any inquiries, I'm here to answer them, just to get them off your mind. I do have a severe thunderstorm warning over here. For some strong winds, I do see that. I mean, it is also tornado possible. I feel like this is more of a QLCS Boeing segment. You know, it doesn't look like that on reflectivity. It just looks like a big rainstorm, but it probably is. So, definitely some strong winds over here. You can see it on velocity. 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. Just towards Harrisburg. Not in Harrisburg, because that's across the river. But also some rotation near Plainfield. Not anything crazy, but I do notice it. Not anything crazy yet, but definitely could develop later on. Looking back over here in New Jersey. Let me see that. What? Oh, did I never click on it? Oh, my bad. Right here. You can see the storm a little bit here, so I'm just going to zoom in on this. Okay. Yeah, so severe thunderstorm watch for a lot of areas right now. We don't have severe thunderstorm warnings all across the board, but pretty close. So, definitely a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We currently have, I would say 17 active. I'm not sure if that's correct in both US and Canada. Yeah, 17 active. There is storms trying to develop over here in Colorado now. They're mostly windstorms, but they will potentially produce some hail, but that's not the main concern. But you can see there's some little storm near Estes Park that's trying to... There is actually severe thunderstorm warning for just east of Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's a little supercell type thing. Well, not really a supercell because it's in the middle of the mountains, but it's trying to look like one, I guess. So I don't think that's going to do much. I don't know why I keep looking at those storms. I guess because they're near to me. I don't know. I think my food's gonna arrive in like 5 minutes, so just say no. I might eat on stream, but I probably will keep my camera off, just so I can... You don't have to see me eating. You know. This rotation is looking a little bit more definitive, but of course, once again, it's extremely far from the radar, so you can't really trust it, I feel. But we'll see. Just give me a second, I gotta see if my food's here. Wait, no. I don't think it's gonna be here. Yeah, I bet it was. I'm sorry. I was just checking, but I don't think it's gonna be here yet. I just got pizza from a local pizza joint, so... There you go. This rotation is gone, so that's good news, but there is still a hook on this storm, so it's probably trying to recycle once again as we speak. But I bet it's a little outflow dominant. I mean, there's not really an outflow boundary there, so it's kind of hard to tell, but probably something. Lines like that. Yeah, these storms are really weakening, I feel. Except for this one. This one's okay. But it's not really in a good spot right now, so I feel like that's not really going to do much. 16 mile per hour winds over there. Yeah. Do also have this. Let me look on the terminal radar. It's a very small storm. Looks like. But, still severe. Surprised this is severe. Well, probably because of the winds. Let me see the winds on this. I'm a bit surprised that's severe, but it's fine. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Weird storm. It's on some sort of alpha boundary, I think. Not quite on it, but it's near. So you can still see these storms are trying. You know, let me turn on the GIF, GIF, I don't know. The storms are still moving southeast. Still trying to move towards the Virginia border. And all of these storms are moving southeast, but that's mainly the line cluster that I'm talking about. We also do have some storms that are more supercellular in nature over here, especially the tornado warning. It's not a severe thunderstorm warning up here. I mean, I didn't talk about it yet, but watching a storm in Carlisle again. Let's see. Just some strong winds. I don't think there's actually a tornado risk right now, but looks like more of a Boeing segment. But it could develop in the future, so still watch it. Still watch it. Maybe trying to develop some rotation again near Dorr and Hollywood. That isn't the correct spot, but it's a little bit off. I don't know, it could be rotation. Definitely be aware over here, just east of Union. It's still in West Virginia at the moment, the hook. But some of the storm is entering Virginia. This would eventually head towards Lafayette, maybe near the Roanoke area. The new SBC outlook should be out kind of soon. Not that close, but it's probably in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes? That's when my food's about to get here. That's why I said that. I'm just so hungry, bro. I would say like half an hour until the new SBC outlook. Let me see if this guy is live. I don't know if he is. I just want to see. Nah. But yeah, we're not really seeing much besides that one tornado warning. We're seeing a lot of severes, but they're kind of weak at the moment. They're not really warned for much. Except for the one that is part of that tornado warning. It is warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail, so it's considerable. But there is a tornado warning in it, so be aware of that and be in your safe spot. There's also a tornado possible with this. This is the storm we were... Oh, wait, no, this isn't the storm we were just looking at. This is a different storm. It actually does have some rotation, so I get why it has that tornado possible tag. But once again, it's a little lopsided. It's not perfectly aligned, the grays and the whites, but I think it is actually rotation. It's not inflow. So, all right, let me check my foods here now. And I'm eating. I'm gonna turn my camera off, so. New tornado warning for Tazewell makes sense because I saw the rotation on that. It's near East River Mountain at the moment. So just be aware of that. It's heading towards Wytheville, which I know is a pretty populated area. I've been there before. Been on I-81 all too many times. But yeah. So we have 2 tornado warnings active currently. Both in Virginia, actually, because the other one's fully in Virginia. It's close to the West Virginia border, but still fully in Virginia. Tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm warning over here. This is to the west of where our original one was, along I-76. So near Lurgan, Shippensburg, Chambersburg, all those areas. Alright. Still got 2 more slices to go, but I'll be back. Still this tornado warning currently near Graden. Definitely be in your safe spot for this. Definitely is a concerning storm. For sure. So. Be in your safe spot, be in a sturdy shelter for that. That's all I really gotta say. I mean, it doesn't look like it's on the ground, but it definitely could be in the future, so definitely still take precautions as you need to. Yeah. Well, there the rain comes. It's raining in my area. I'm actually under one of these severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment, so. There's the lightning. I meant the thunder. That's what you can hear. I gotta protect my dog. I'll be right back, because he always gets scared with the thunder. Alright. I am back. Sorry, just turning around a little bit. Not too much going on right now. There's just that one tornado. It's looking more interesting every scan, it seems. Little storm, but it still has a lot of rotation, and it's pretty large too. But there's only one part that's really connected with each other, so therefore it's kind of broad for the most of it, but not that one part. So definitely could be a strong storm with the potential to produce a tornado on the ground, but we don't know if it does yet. Is going to yet. I need to see my dog again. I'm sorry, guys.